Hello and welcome to Fashion Report Friday, the week 226, and this time the theme is Futuristic Past. This is the video series where I try to get you the most MGP possible each and every week on Friday in the Gold Saucer when judging begins. And as you can see, the individual clues for Futuristic Past include Future Armor for our helm, Fashionably Late Elegant for our chest, the Creator as a clue for our legs, and Fashionably Late Elegant for our feet. In this video we'll have a 100 score, an 80 with dies, and the easiest 80 possible. So without further ado, let's jump straight into that 100 score. Alrighty, so for the 100 this week, as you can see, there are two pieces of gear that follow the same sort of idea. So when we come to that, I'll tell you where to get both of those at the same time. Firstly though, for the helm, we've got the Charlian goggles as an item I chose for this slot. This is actually something you can get from the Gold Saucer itself for 20,000 MGP. Alternatively, if you don't want to spend MGP on this slot, other things that will work include the Shaded Visor, which is from the Lunar Vanu in the Sea of Clouds. You can get this from Trusted Reputation rank with the Vanu Vanu. It will cost you around 8,000 gil to purchase this from the vendor. If you don't want to go and do Beast Tribes essentially to get to Trusted to get an alternative. Other alternatives include any replica or original Sky Rat mask of fending, maiming, casting, healing or aiming. Those were added quite a while ago, but they shouldn't be too expensive, and you can actually craft those with Goldsmith as well. At least the replica ones. The difference between them is the replica ones are equipable by any job, and the originals are actually specified for that fending, maiming, casting, healing and aiming related roles. So yeah, chop around, see which one's the cheapest and equip what you want for that slot to get gold. For the chest piece then, since we're going straight onto this, your chest piece needs to be basically any of the late elegant PvP stuff. At the same time, it's worth mentioning that this is also the same clue for your feet. This means that there are no other alternatives to these particular items. But if you go over to the Wolf's Den Pier, for 2,000 wolf marks, you can get yourself one of these pieces of gear. So just select any chest piece and any feet that are late elegant that you can use. So there's one for pretty much every role. It is at the bottom of the scroll down list on that middle vendor. Late elegant, and then choose whatever. I particularly went for the samurai stuff today because I already had the chest piece, so I just simply went and purchased the boots to go with it. But yeah, any of the late elegant stuff will work for both your chest and for your boots, as I say, but there are no other alternatives I know of for this other than just going and getting 4,000 wolf marks essentially. And then finally, let's look at the legs. This is basically any prototype or actually complete Alexandrian breeches. So these are any legs for any role from Alexander's what is it? The Heart of the Creator. Heart of the Creator normal can be done solo or with a friend. You need to clear this twice. Unsynchronized, or unrestricted I should say these days since they've changed the terminology, is incredibly easy at level 90. We just went in there and we frankly destroyed it prior to it even going up into the air. Do this twice and you will get enough springs. Basically it drops 2 springs each time. You need a total of 4. Once you have your 4 springs, go over to Idleshire or Idleshire, depending on how you pronounce that, and go over to the left side vendor. And if you go under the Alexandrian section, you'll be able to turn in your springs for a leg piece of your choice. So depending on what role you went for your late elegant chest and boots, you want to get the legs appropriate to that. So in my case, I purchased the striking legs. But yes, any of those will work. So either the Alexandrian or the prototype stuff, which is from normal. So you can do savage or normal. And that's pretty much the 100 this week. Not particularly difficult, but does require you to do a bit of PvP perhaps, and a bit of Alexander, so you might want to avoid that completely. So let's move straight on to the 80 with dies. Right, so our 80 with dies then looks like this. As you can see, any weapon in the game, I've dyed that honey yellow dye. Any helm in the game, gunmetal black. Any chest in the game, royal blue. Any gloves in the game, also royal blue. Any legs in the game, gunmetal black. And any boots in the game, royal blue. So as you can see, 3 royal blues, not particularly too hard to get a hold of. You can get them from the Exile vendor or the market board. And really the most expensive thing there is the gunmetal black ×2. But of course, you know, if you have access to Sky Builder scripts, that's going to be nice and easy for you. They're going to be 500 a piece, so that's, you know, essentially 1,000 Sky Builder scripts to get those 2 dies. Or you can get those cheaply on the market board if you shop around, but it really depends. People have probably already realized that this has a demand today and onwards, so it will probably increase in price on your market boards. But yes, that's pretty much the die options. Not too bad, and there are certainly things to take from this to use in other options, such as our easiest possible 80 of the week. So let's move on to that. So ultimately at this point, you should probably know where this is going, just on the basic, you know, feedback of what we've got so far with the various 100 and the die options. So as you can see, one of the best items in the game to get is the Charlian goggles, 20,000 MGP, or the alternatives if you want to, the shaded visor or the replica sky masks. Those will work really well for that slot. And then all you need to do is put 2 dies on any of the chest piece and the hands, specifically the royal blue die. Royal blue, like I say, Ixali vendor for like 216 gil, or the market board relatively cheaply. So any chest in the game, any gloves in the game, and dye those royal blue. Have the Charlian goggles on your helm slot, and then equip something in every other slot of your character's gear, which is very important, otherwise your 80 will not show up. So bear that in mind. I get people sometimes in the comment section saying, I followed this to the letter, those 3 items, but I don't have an 80. It's probably because they've not equipped a necklace or something. Make sure this stuff is visible and you will have no problem at all. So that's pretty much the easy 80 for this week. Obviously, other easy 80s would be a combination of any of the items you have from the 100 score combined with a couple of dies, and you will be sorted. Obviously, if you have a couple of pieces from the 100 score, that's going to get you an 80 anyway. Anyway, hopefully this has been helpful. Thank you very much to everybody around the world who theorizes this stuff. There'll be a link to the Reddit thread where such people hang out and theorize their stuff every week on Reddit. Be sure to give that some love on that thread. But of course, you know who you are around the world, especially the Japanese community, who come up with a lot of the die options very quickly and a lot of the alternatives. So thank you so much. Anyway, much love. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.